What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to another episode of Call of Duty Zombies Revisited. For today, we kind of have a special episode where we'll be going over all of the Green Run survival maps, including Nuketown zombies. So we'll be going over more than one map today. The reason for this is because I'm going to call them mini maps. And these mini maps are pretty good. They're basically like World at War style maps that I think play really well and kind of give you a casual type map that you can pick up and play pretty easily. But before we start, I do want to just bring up about my last video about Moon. Y'all were flaming me in the comments about I'm just wrong and that Moon's a good map. And we all have our opinions on it. I was just sharing mine. And I think it was really nice to see that there are a lot of people that like the map. And as long as we can have a civil discussion about it, I think it's perfectly fine. I did find some of the comments pretty funny. And, that's just my opinion. At this point, I didn't really think Moon is that good. And I just want to preface this by saying this whole series that I'm doing, I'm only playing the maps in chronological order. So when I post a video about the map, I have not gone back and played every single map because I think the last time I played zombies was probably like 3 years ago. And so this is really me just coming back and playing the map. So I don't have that great of memories about every other map that I have played. There are some that I still haven't touched, like Buried, for example. I've never played Buried yet. But yeah, that's really the whole premise of this is me just giving my thoughts and opinions on the maps and comparing them to every map beforehand. And so to me personally, I thought that Moon just did not play that well compared to the other maps before it, meaning every map before Moon. So yeah, I know Transit, which I'll be talking about in the next video, is going to be way worse than Moon. But at that point in time, Moon and everything before it, I thought Moon was my least favorite map, in my opinion. Other than that, I loved reading the comments and it was really nice to see. So yeah, let's just get into it. So first we have Bus Depot. And I like to compare this map to Nocturne Toten, mainly for similarities that it has, where you only have one box, very limited wall weapons, and it's just kind of a difficult map. You just got to see how much you can survive. And another thing that I can compare this to Noctis is where you don't really have to worry about your points. You don't have to optimize them at all. You can just kill the zombies as you please and go hit the box and try to get a good weapon and just use it up until you're low on ammo and have to hit it again. It does make for a really nice gameplay loop. And really, this map, I feel like it kind of gets hard even around maybe round 7 or 8 when the zombies start running at you. Now, you basically do a full map train where you're running around the bus station. And it is nice that they give you a little leeway inside the middle of it where you have kind of outs if you see that you're gonna get stuck by zombies. It's not too bad. It is a difficult map, but overall it's really simple and it just plays really well. So next up we have Farm. And Farm I like to compare to Rucked and Shinonuma, mainly for the fact that it doesn't have Pack a Punch, but it has perks. And there's not that much different between this map and Bus Depot. And once again, it's just a really simple map. It does introduce the Galvanuckles, and Galvanuckles are just really good. They're just a better Bowie knife. And the nice thing about them is that if the zombies get on fire, instead of exploding, the Galvanuckles will just kill them without them exploding, which is really nice. And it's not that big of a deal on this map. It's more helpful for a town because there's not as much fire here, but it is still nice to see. Really, my game plan for this map is to train in the center area and then make my way down to where the bus on transit would drop you off at and just kind of train like that. The best thing is that I would do is I would quickly get 6,000 points to buy the Galvanuckles and then I just go ham with that because I think they're like a one shot melee till around 15, I think. And so really you can just run around the map punching everything. Especially once you get jugged, you don't have to really worry about anything. So it is a pretty simple map, and the map gives you a nice camping spot right next to Jug, where it's an easy access point to hop off of if you get overrun. And you can see the zombies coming from either the mystery box or the wall or the door entranceway. So it is really nice. And once again, there's no pack a punch, so there's not really a worry about points in this map either. Just kind of play, and then when you are ready to purchase perks, purchase them. And so it's just a very casual map. You can kind of consider it brain dead because you don't really have to think about anything. Just shoot the zombies. And the other thing with the perk, I guess technically this is the map or transit is the one to introduce Double Tap 2.0. And Double Tap 2.0 is just so good, where now instead of just a higher increased rate of fire, now every gun shoots 2 bullets instead of one. I guess technically meaning that every weapon is twice as powerful as it was without the perk. And the other thing, just in Black Ops 2 in general, is that with the guns, I really like the guns this game. I feel like in Black Ops 1, a lot of the guns were weak and didn't have that much ammo. I feel like this game gives a lot better balance between guns with a decent amount of ammo and guns that still don't have that great of ammo. But also just I feel like the weapons in this game are just really good. Like aesthetically wise, I feel like the guns that are in Black Ops 2 multiplayer, like the 2025 guns, they still fit really well with the aesthetic of this game. And it's really just because they don't feel as futuristic, but they also fit with the Black Ops 1. And so it just works really well together. But anyway, yeah, Farm, I think it's a really good map. And I know a lot more people prefer Town over it. I do as well. But I think people should give this map more of a try because of just how simple it is and that it's easy to pick up and play. If you die early, it's not that big of a deal. It's very easy to get set up again on this map. So I really do recommend if you haven't played Farm in a while, just try it out. It is slightly different than Town and yeah, just try it out. Still really a good map. Now we have the last green run survival map, which is Town. And I'm pretty sure Town, for a lot of us, is very special, especially if you only had base Black Ops 2, where transit's not that good. Town is the map for me that got me into learning how to train and kind of is the map that got me to be decent at zombies. I'm still not that great, but this is the map that actually got me to be able to kind of hold my own when it comes to this game mode. But yeah, Town, also another very simple map, except it has Pack-a-Punch. And for that reason alone, I'm going to compare it to Derice, even though there's nothing you have to do for Pack-a-Punch, but because it has it. Because really, I just want to say that the Green Run survival maps, they're basically just World at War maps, but for Black Ops 2. Now, this map, it has a lot of fire on it, meaning that a lot of the zombies will explode on death, which can be very annoying, especially in the earlier rounds where you have to worry about the double swipes and standing on the fire. Say like you get hit, then you hop into the fire, you're gonna get red screened. And just knifing. If you knife the zombie and they explode, that's gonna deal damage to you as well. I think it's like a hit and explosion will red screen you. Then you have to worry about the fire at that point, or else that's game over at that point. But really, Town is just the perfect map to kind of learn how to play zombies because of how simple it is and that you don't have to worry about accessing the Pack-a-Punch. It's there for you. And the other thing that is nice about Pack-a-Punch is that I think it was really smart of them to put it in the fire. So it's kind of a risk and reward type thing where if you're maybe a beginner type player, you'll only wait till the end of the round in order to pack a punch as so that zombies aren't attacking you. But if you are decent at the game, then you can pack a punch in the middle of the round, but you're gonna have to take your train of zombies and loop them back around and make sure that it's safe enough for you. So it kind of teaches you the whole timing of pack a punch, which is nice. I think that was a cool detail that they put in. And when I used to play this map back on the PS3, I used to always buy the bank door to access speed cola, but only recently I started learning that it actually makes your trains a lot harder because zombies can come through there, especially because the way I train is like from that jug building down to stamina up and then kind of loop back around if I can, or I just kill the horde that I have. So when I was playing it this time, I didn't buy the speed cola door and I did find it to be a lot more helpful. But yeah, once again, simple map. It does have the Galvanuckles on it, which was something else I always went for first. And then you just melee all the zombies until it stops working or if you want to use a new gun. Now, this is actually the only map that has two box locations. It's not that big of a deal. Also, I don't think fire sale exists on this map, my knowledge, but it's not really needed. I mean, it's so small that getting to either box is pretty easy. Now, I will say the box I prefer, which I think everybody would prefer, is on top of the bar where quick revive is, and it's just a safe area. And also, this map lets you camp and it lets you train. You can either camp in the quick revive room or the jug room, and just at the corners. And then if you want, you can train down below. And either playstyle is really fine. But yeah, other than that, once again, a great map. One of my personal favorites, and there's not just much to say about it. It's very simple, but still really good. And finally, to end today's video, we have Nuketown. Now, Nuketown is a very chaotic map. I believe there aren't any barriers on this map. There's random perk spawns. I believe perks spawn every 3 to 5 rounds. And so, it can take a while for you to get set up on this map. And yeah, really, it's another small map. There's not much to it. It's just very chaotic. And you do have the two houses. The best place to train is at the back of the greenhouse, just for how kind of it's laid out compared to the yellow house. And the thing is, for me, when I would go to hit the box and it was at the yellow side, that's when I knew I was screwed because it was just such a struggle to survive over there. But when training on the green side, it's honestly not that bad. And the other thing with just Black Ops 2 in general is kind of how zombies behave in this game, where now at a certain point, not every zombie is a runner. Some of them will still be walking. And so you kind of have to, while you're training, look out for them and decide whether you want to kill them or just run around them to put them into your horde to kill. And so they can kind of mess up your train. The other thing in general for bigger maps is that when you make crawlers, I believe if you only have one crawler left, they're going to bleed out very fast. But if you have at least two crawlers, then you can just kind of do whatever you want, which is nice, but it does make it a little bit more annoying if you want to hold off around. The other thing is that this map takes place at the same time as Moon, and as that's Easter egg is going on. But then why is this map destroyed? Because I thought the whole thing is that Moon's Easter egg happens once you lose the game because you can see the nuke falling. But then why is this map destroyed? I never really understood that unless I'm missing something. And once again, you get to play as the CIA or CDC people. I was always a CIA gang. I preferred them. And really, with all these maps, you get those two crews, which is nice. There's technically two different people you can play as because they don't talk. But yeah, other than that, it's a really cool aesthetic for the map. You can see it's like all stormy. You can see the nuclear mushroom cloud bomb, and then there are like fire tornadoes going around. Basically, the world is ending, even though I guess technically Moon wouldn't have happened yet. But yeah, just a really cool map. And all of these maps in general, from the Green Run survival maps to Nuketown, these mini maps are just like really good casual maps. I guess Nuketown, not really because of how difficult it can be. Because the whole thing with Nuketown is that with the random perks, you kind of have to play to the strengths of what perks are given to you on the map. So say like if you don't get Jug till round 20, then you're gonna have to be more cautious. Or but what if you get Pack a Punch on like one of your first drops? So like by round 10, if you're Pack a Punch, you'll have a strong weapon, but you won't have Jug. And so this map is very replayable in that sense because you kind of have to play with what the map gives you, which is pretty nice. And I guess before I end this video, I just wish that the diner was also a map. I know Diner has a map in Burned, and that's the only map that has that game mode to my knowledge. And clearly, they could have made it work. It would have just been like another bus depot type map, or maybe farm, where you have like one or two doors. And I don't think it would have hurt the game in any sense because just another survival map that people could play. They could have even put Grief on it again. Grief was a great mode. But yeah, once again, these maps are very simple. I think they're good to just pick up and play if you don't have that much time. And I just think these mini maps are pretty good. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where I talk about transit. See ya.